who wants to step into the pocket. Do you have what it takes? And now, the Pocket Presence Podcast, presented by FRESHOUSE Juice Bar and PILBROIII Inc.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Pocket Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Dante DiTomasis, alongside my co-host, Nick Saps.
Hello.
And we got another edition for you guys today, another tight end, defense, and kicker edition. So, not really the type of stuff...
Yeah, not sexy. Not sexy.
It's not going to be pretty.
But kickers are people, too.
Exactly. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsors, FRESHOUSE Juice Bar. Check them out, guys. They got 2 locations, one at Kiel and Major Mac, and one at Pine Valley and Highway 7 for the freshest juice.
Yep.
Go to Mike. He's unbelievable. He's incredible. I don't know what I'm probably going to get after the show. It's going to be something really healthy, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with a mocha because I need to stay up.
Yeah?
Yeah, need to keep the energy going.
Is that's the I Am Plush?
No, it's the coffee one.
Okay, I'm going to get the I Am Plush.
Okay, fair enough.
And, of course, we'd like to thank our other sponsor, PILBROIII CARPENTRY. The PILBROIII family has been doing this for over 30 years. Go to Tony for all your needs. They build homes, not houses. And, Nick, here we are. Another edition.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with the tight ends.
Sure.
Okay, now everyone knows the two, Kittle, Kelsey.
Yeah, of course.
But who's something a little off the radar if people can't get those two?
Okay, so, I mean, you got your top, I'd say 5 this year. You got Kittle, Kelsey, Ertz, I'll say Darren Waller.
Yep.
And I'll say Mark Andrews, who had a monster season last year for the Ravens. So I think this is probably one of the years, the first years in a very long time where you have a whole bunch of different tight ends that you can grab early, mid, and there's a few guys that I think are going to have really good seasons so you can target in the double-digit rounds. One guy in particular that I try to target in all of my fantasy drafts is Tyler Higbee on the Rams.
Wow, what a great pick.
Yeah, he really came on last season in the second half of the season when the Rams offense started going.
Yeah, literally.
It was a little inconsistent at the beginning, but as it got going towards the end of the year, Tyler Higbee was a big part, and I look forward to him improving. How about you?
Nick, I gotta agree with you there. Tyler Higbee, I mean, I ended up picking him up last year in a lot of leagues.
Off of the waivers, yeah.
And wow, the targets, the catches were absolutely incredible.
Yep.
But I gotta tell you something.
Yep.
Austin Hooper used to play on those Atlanta Falcons, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Hayden Hurst this year. And I'm telling you, Matt Ryan loves his tight ends.
That's true.
Loves his tight ends. Okay, there's going to be Julio and Calvin Ridley, but there's going to be Hayden Hurst down the middle of the field.
Agreed.
And this guy could do everything. With Lamar Jackson, he looked great as well in some of their schemes. So I'm telling you now, Atlanta's got some plays for this guy.
Hayden Hurst, too. He was also a first-round pick.
That's right.
He didn't quite put it together in Baltimore, but... There's a lot of potential, for sure.
And there was a lot of weapons in Baltimore, right? There's too many mouths to feed. You got Marquise Brown, Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, this, that. The list goes on and on, right? And here we are with Atlanta. Matt Ryan is very pass happy.
Yep.
Right? Loves the screens.
Yeah, agreed.
Could see a lot of tight end screens. Loves wide receiver screens. Julio will catch those all day. So it doesn't really matter with that.
Yep.
But it should be interesting, you know?
Agreed.
It should be interesting.
Agreed.
Nick, I got to move on. I got to tell you.
Sure.
We talked a lot about the tight ends. I mean, we've given people their value here.
Yeah.
But this is my bread and butter, the defense.
Defense.
And let me tell you guys something. Defense wins championships. Okay? I don't care what anyone says here. Defense wins championships. New England defense last year won you a championship. Most likely, for sure.
Absolutely.
Who do you like this year on defense?
Personally, I'm not a big draft the elite defense, matchup-proof defenses. Right. I'm more of a streaming type of guy, and this year, just go grab whatever defense is playing Jacksonville. Go grab whatever defense is playing Miami. Go grab whatever defense is playing... Who can you think of that's a crap team?
Washington.
Football team. Yeah, the football... Yeah, the team with no name. Go grab those defenses. Just stream them. I don't believe there's any value in taking a Patriots D or a Bills D or a San Francisco 49ers defense or a Steelers defense super early.
Really?
Agreed. Yeah, I don't.
Well,
I don't see...
Nick, I'm going to have to disagree with you there.
All right, fair.
I love my defenses.
Fair.
I take a lot of pride in my defenses. I do my research.
Okay.
If you guys even want IDP, you let me know because I'll help you with that too. Right? We won't be talking about IDP because we could go on forever here. But
Absolutely.
You guys let me know if you have any questions for IDP. I'll be more than happy to help. Just DM us at the Pocket Presence Podcast. But I got to tell you, Nick, when I look at a defense, I look at people that can turn the football over.
Yep.
Okay?
Agreed.
I look at playmakers that are going to make an immediate impact once they hit that football.
Okay.
All right? And I look for players in particular that get picks, sacks, strip fumbles. So I go a little off the board here.
Okay.
I know everyone's accustomed to everyone's seeing in the rankings, whatever the heck it is, Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Patriots.
I'm going with the Bears.
Okay.
All right? And Khalil Mack is going to have an unbelievable season. He's going to wreck every single human being in the NFC North. Okay? The Chicago Bears defense is not getting the credit they deserve right now. You guys will get them very late. I promise you, very late. Everyone's going to be like, what? Chicago Bears defense? When this comes out, everyone's going to say that. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of potential with this team. And with great defenses, if they could run the football as well, that's a recipe for success.
Right, okay.
Now, they got unlucky, obviously, with the double doink. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah,
But that was nuts. But I love the Chicago Bears defense. I mean, New England last year, I know they play Miami twice, my Dolphins.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think without Brady, they're going to be on the field more often, that defense.
Sure.
So
they might wear them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With more opportunities, it'll tire them out. It's different. It's different this year, right? It's different without the Bradys and all those typical, like, there's a lot of changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of changes, right?
And speaking of swallowing pride and admitting that the Patriots defense was elite last year and
it was.
Did win
It
you
was.
championships because they played Miami twice.
But
I'm going to swallow my pride,
Yeah.
and if I had to choose out of the elite defenses, it's got to be the Steelers for me because they get a ton of sacks, and, you know, with a ton of sacks, there's the potential for a lot of strip sacks and
That's right.
fumbles and, you know, scoop and scores.
they get to the football.
That's
they
a
get to
free
the
8
football.
points if you get a scoop and score, obviously.
And I got to tell you, too, Minkah Fitzpatrick, I mean, I'm still pissed at this trade. I don't know how the hell Miami gets rid of this guy, but obviously Pittsburgh's gonna thank Miami wonders for this trade because what he did the second he left Miami
was incredible.
was beyond ridiculous.
Yeah,
was
agreed.
beyond ridiculous, and you could look for the same. I mean, I just gave you guys probably one of my best IDP players for the year, and you know what? I'll give it to them.
All right.
I'll give it to them.
Give it to him.
Defensive end, Aaron Donald, without question.
Absolutely.
My top middle linebacker is Darius Leonard of the Colts, because nobody is better than that guy when he's on the field. He is a maniac, as you Colts fans know.
Yeah.
And of course, my DBs and safeties, I'm going to go with Minkah Fitzpatrick, and as well, I'm going to go with Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams knows how to get to the football.
Absolutely.
So all those players I just mentioned know how to get to the football, know how to wreak havoc, and they know how to cause fumbles and sacks and turnovers.
Yep.
So, Nick, let's move on to the kickers.
Sure.
Now, this is a position where people are just like, it's just a kicker.
Yep.
And then there's other people where it's like, oh, no, I got to get my Justin Tucker,
Harrison Butker.
I got to get a kicker that's going to score me points and be on a team that's going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you look into a kicker, and who's your kicker for the year?
Once again, I'm not a guy that really particularly cares for a Justin Tucker or a Harrison Butker. I honestly, not every fantasy draft, the last pick for me.
Are you streaming kickers too?
Always the kicker. I always stream kickers because on any given week, any given kicker can kick 2 50-yarders, a 40-yarder, whole bunch of extra points, and you're looking at 15 to 20 points right there. And it could be Zane Gonzalez on the Cardinals for all we know.
That's true. I mean, I got to tell you something. I do my research on the kicker.
Sure.
As crazy as it sounds, yes, people, I do my research on the kicker.
Yep.
Now, what you want to look at in a kicker is this. You want to look at the other team, and you want to look at their red zone stoppage.
Right.
Okay? If they could stop a team in the red zone, they're going to be good. Okay? That's going to be a kicker that you want.
Right.
All right, so that opposing defense has got to be good in the red zone so you can get those field goals. And obviously with field goals come points.
Right.
You don't want touchdowns with a kicker. You're not looking for the best team.
Yep, exactly.
Okay?
Agreed.
You could get KC, but if KC puts up 28 points, Harrison Butker's only getting
got 4 points.
Right?
Yep.
So kickers is very different sometimes. As well, I look at weather.
Right, absolutely.
Okay? You want those dome kickers. All right? So you want the Saints one.
Yeah, Will Lutz.
And of course, I love my Cowboy one. Greg
Right.
the Leg Zurline.
Yep, absolutely.
Who absolutely has an absolute cannon of a right foot.
60-yarders easy.
70 plus, you name
70
it.
plus.
I think he did it. I think he did it on film.
Fair.
I don't know if they'll let him do it in a real game because if that gets blocked, then
Yeah, then you're screwed.
it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It should be an interesting season, you know. And with that, Nick, it comes to our MVP for the year.
Okay.
All right, we've talked about everything. We talked about the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, the tight ends, the defense, the kickers. But who's your MVP?
I'm going to go, he's going to win it back-to-back years. I'm going Lamar Jackson.
Going with Lamar Jackson,
I think he's going to prove people wrong this year. I think he's going to win a playoff game, and I think you're going to see them in the AFC Championship game. And, of course, he's going to be a massive part of why they get there. So I'm going with Lamar Jackson. How about you?
I mean, it's kind of hard to disagree with you there. I mean, I absolutely love Lamar this year.
Yeah.
I think the guy's more motivated than ever to win a Super Bowl. He has a ton of critics. He always will.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
I think he's doing a great job that's going to prove them wrong. But there's somebody in the AFC as well who is just far better than everybody else, in my opinion. That is Patrick Mahomes. Listen, fantasy and reality is two different stories. Okay, fantasy, you're obviously, okay, Lamar Jackson outshined Mahomes.
Right.
But this is reality.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes knows how to win championships. Patrick Mahomes is clutch.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, in the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, is going to put that touchdown
On the board.
On the board. You're going to see 6. Now, it's up to Harrison Butker to get 7, but you're going to see 6.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah.
And he has just proven it day in, day out. He battles, just makes these ridiculous plays. He could be like looking this way and throwing the ball that way.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And with that arm of his, it's just like it's like a slingshot. It just comes out like a zip, and it's like
Fair.
boom, 50 yards, Tyreek Hill.
Fair.
Right? We can
Yeah.
see a lot of that. But this is Patrick Mahomes. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm so looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to the first game.
Me too. I can't wait.
Let's move to that.
Sure.
Who do you got, Texans or Chiefs?
It's going to be really, really hard to bet against the Chiefs because obviously defending Super Bowl champions.
Champions, yep.
Houston, on the other hand, no more DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
The offensive line is still a little bit shaky. And I know it's the first game of the year, and a lot of these players are going to be rusty, and
That's right.
they're not going to have experienced any game action
That's
up
right.
until next Thursday.
Right.
And it might be a little lower scoring than people may think.
I
but
have to agree with you there.
I'm still gonna go with the Chiefs because they can still put up touchdowns.
What do you think that score is going to be?
I'll go 28-17 for the Chiefs. How about you?
You know what, Nick? I see this game as a weird game coming up.
Yeah.
Right? This is the first time in a very, very long time. There's no preseason.
Yep,
Right? So-
absolutely.
Yeah, they look good on camera,
Of course.
but that's with no pressure,
Right.
right?
Not game
And not only
situation.
that, there's going to be no fans here. So I don't know how defenses are going to get motivated on third down. They better find that second gear or will to
Right.
get jacked up because there's not going to be 100,000 screaming maniacs
Of course.
helping you out.
Especially at Arrowhead. They're loud.
Exactly. Home field advantage in Kansas City is
Important.
a massive, massive importance, right? But it'll be interesting to see. I see it very low scoring, to be honest.
Okay.
I see it low scoring to the point of 17-13 Kansas City,
Wow.
right? And the reason why I say this is because, like you said earlier, like you alluded to, the chemistry is going to pick up later in the second
Might
half.
take a few weeks.
I think
And
I
even-
think it takes 2 quarters.
Yeah, 2 quarters.
I think it takes 2 quarters. Mahomes going to find his rhythm in the second half, but in the first half, both sides are going to be ugly.
Right, okay.
I think there's just going to be a lot of communication problems, chemistry problems, formation problems, a lot of penalties.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong.
Me too.
I want to see a shootout because I miss football, and I hope to see 38-35 or some crazy score like that. But I got to be realistic here and go like that.
I mean, I can see why you would, because even last year's home opener between the Packers and the Bears was also very low scoring.
Right, exactly. And then there was other years as well where Philadelphia, Atlanta, where Philly did absolutely nothing, and then Atlanta at the end was just...
Yeah, that was a crazy game too.
That was a crazy game. So I'm just going by history here.
Right.
I'm going by history. I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
But
I do too.
We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens. It should be a great season, guys. Week 1 is upon us. Give us your picks. Send us a DM at the Pocket Presence Pod on Instagram. Give us your picks. Should be a great season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But we got a pocket dial, Nick.
Hello.
Welcome to the Pocket Presence Podcast. Who is this?
Oh, hey guys, it's Rick. How's it going?
Rick,
Hey,
nice to
Rick,
meet
how
you.
How are you? Thanks
Good,
for
guys,
tuning
good.
in.
No, of course. I've been trying to call in for so long. I'm glad I got on. It's awesome. I love you. Love the podcast. Love what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you. We appreciate it. Who's your favorite team, Rick?
I'm a big Bills fan.
Oh my God,
Nothing better than going
Rick!
down to
Excuse
Orchard
me?
Park in the fall and smashing through a couple of tables, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I love the Bills.
The Bills make us want to shout, but
Always have a soft spot for
It
them.
doesn't make me shout, that's for sure. I'm
No?
a Dolphins fan. I can't stand this call already.
Josh Allen is the future.
Rick, I appreciate the call, but this is going to be a tough conversation right now. You're a Bills fan.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Well, I'm hoping you guys can help me out. I got a fantasy draft coming up. I got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Go for it,
Maybe
Rick.
you can answer. I'm looking at defenses, but I don't know. I'm a little bit stumped. I don't know who to pick. Who do you guys think is going to be the best team defense in fantasy football this year?
You want to go with that?
You want me to go first or you?
I'll take this one.
Okay, sure.
Rick, I know everyone's going to... I talked about him earlier in the podcast. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears, Rick.
Ooh, I like that pick.
I like that pick because nobody's talking about them. And just like New England last year, nobody was going to talk about that defense before the season. So I got the Chicago Bears. I love Khalil Mack. Give me some Eddie Jackson. Give me some pass rushers. Give me everything you could possibly think of in that windy city. It's going to be cold, ugly. I think I love Chicago this year. They're very underrated.
Okay, I like that. All right, I might have to put them on the radar then.
All right, Rick, you know who else you can add to your queue?
Who can I add as number 2?
The Buffalo Bills. And I'm not just saying that because they're your favorite team. I'm saying that because who knows how the Patriots offense is going to look? The Bills play them twice.
Yep.
The Jets offense is absolutely tragic.
And how about those lousy Dolphins too?
Yeah, they do play the lousy Dolphins twice a year.
Oh, Jesus.
And they also play the New York Jets twice. Adam Gase sucks.
Yep.
He's the worst coach, offensive mind, whatever. He's terrible.
I don't think...
Sam Darnold's always good for a few turnovers. The Jets line stinks. And that means a lot of sacks.
You know what's embarrassing with the Jets, Nick? Le'Veon Bell used to be one of the best fantasy running backs in the history of football.
Right.
In terms of touches, production, you name it. And Adam Gase turned that guy into... Trash. Not even a flex play last year. It was so pathetic. I used to watch this trotter of a line, a fantasy line. 14 touches for 28 yards, 15 touches for 30 yards. I'm so sick of this garbage from the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to stay from that team completely for the rest of my life.
And that's why Rick's got to cue the Buffalo Bills defense.
Absolutely.
As long as they do bad against the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Fair enough.
And Rick, they're going to lose. You watch. They're going to lose to the Dolphins.
No, I've got faith. But I got another question for you guys.
Sure.
I got a bet with my buddy Joe. He says Gronk's going to have a phenomenal season back in Tampa with Tom. The dynamic duo reconnected.
Sure.
He thinks he's going to be the best tight end in the league this year. I disagree.
Wow.
I think it's got to be George Kittle again. But do you guys think that the hype is real? Can Gronkowski really return to that 2015 form?
I'm going to go with no, because first off, he's been out of football for a little bit. And second of all, Tampa Bay has a ton of tight ends who are more than capable of stealing targets and eventually snaps. I mean, I know Brady's got a tremendous chemistry with Gronk, but you got to remember Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard's looked good in camp, and Cameron Brate, he always seems to catch all the touchdowns. So I agree with you in the sense that Gronk is not going to have the best season. And I also agree with you because I love George Kittle, and he's a target machine, and he never goes down on first contact, and he's going to be the best fantasy and real-life tight end this upcoming season.
You know, Rick.
Second round pick?
Early third.
Okay, noted.
You know, Rick. I'm going to disagree with you a lot on this show right now. I think Rob Gronkowski is going to have a phenomenal year. And his relationship with Tom Brady, listen, Tom Brady only likes to look in the middle of the field. If you guys know Tom Brady well, Julian Edelman likes to catch balls in the middle of the field. Doesn't like those outs. He likes the middle of the field.
Right.
And Rob Gronkowski is going to be in the middle of the field, running people over with the football. Give me some Gronk. Give me some Gronk spikes. You're going to love it all season, Rick. Watch. Especially in that division.
I like Nick's takes. I think I'm going to stick with Nick's takes for this segment. But
thank you.
Thanks.
All right, you be you, Rick. You be you. You be you.
All right, well, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. But thanks for having me on. Best of luck.
Rick,
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate the call. Stay tuned. If you have any other questions, I guess you got to go talk to Nick, okay?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm going directly to him next time.
Okay, Rick. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
care.
good night.
You too.
See ya.
And as Rick called us, guys, just like you guys can, DM us at the Pocket Presidents Podcast to join the Pocket Dial. Mm-hmm. We absolutely love talking to you guys.
Of course.
It's so fun to answer all your questions. It truly is an honor.
It is.
Me and Nick love it every week. But here it is. Week one's upon us. Stay tuned for more, guys. Before we leave, we'd like to thank our sponsors again, Fresh House Juice Bar. Check them out, guys. 2 locations, Kiel and Major Mac, and 1 at Pine Valley and Highway 7. And, of course, PILBROIII Carpentry. The PILBROIII family has been doing it the whole time for all your carpentry needs. They build homes, not houses. Follow us on the Pocket Presents Pod on Instagram and the Pocket Presents Podcast on YouTube. Have a good night, guys.
Hoo day!